Life has just been good since that moment. I can't explain it.
Welcome to this week's episode right here on Lexan TV. Stopping by today, Thamara St. Bernard Neckles, better known to the music world as Songbird. Thamara is stopping by to share her story in life, the ups, the downs, the happy moments, and the moments that you will cherish forever. Stay tuned for this exciting episode right here on Lexan TV, where it's all about life.
Hey everyone, I'm Kirani James, and you're watching Lexan TV, where it's all about life.
Welcome back. Well, this week's episode is really it's fantastic for me. I'm so happy to reconnect with this young woman, and I am so proud of her. We have known each other for way back, and I have watched her grow as an individual, as a woman, as a mother, as an artiste. She's here with me today. I'm so happy to welcome her to this platform because she knows other platforms.
Yeah.
I want to say hearty welcome, warm welcome to you, Thamara Songbird St. Bernard Neckles. The name has extended.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations before
Thank
we
you.
move on your marriage.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Somebody's right over there.
Yeah. Where he
Welcome.
is, there am I also.
I know. Welcome to Lexan TV.
Thank you for having
I'm
me.
so happy to say that right here now. Woo! And congratulations on everything. During that short little intro, I mentioned that I've just sat back and just watched you, and in my intro I would have let people know, and a lot of people, this is a small island, folks know a lot of our journeys when we share it from the heart, your journey as a mother and your journey dealing with a lot of challenges. And I wanted to talk about, that journey in a nutshell, but from the heart. Yeah. So firstly, I really want to talk about new beginnings, yes, you're a mother. He's 8 years old, I understand.
Yeah,
Your little
he's
boy's
8. He's 8 years.
And now you're a wife. How has that journey been for you, girl?
I mean, I've always been a loving, nurturing person. And so motherhood wasn't really as tedious as a lot of us make it out to be sometimes. I think I'm passionate when it comes to, I used to teach before.
That's right.
So it was a little bit better than, most people would perceive it to be. But motherhood has been a journey, a learning process for both of us, both him and I. And it's a selfless something because there is somebody that's highly dependent on everything you do.
That's right.
From your finances to being fed, to being clothed, to being sheltered. And then comes being a wife. Being a wife to my best friend is an amazing journey.
Move.
Yeah. So, I thank Facebook because Facebook always reminds us of little posts we would have made back in the days, and I would say that he is my best friend. So being married to my best friend is the relationship. All we have that is different now is the title. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
And you know what's even more thrilling and exciting to see? Not just your partner's on the stage too.
He's on the stage. So
on the stage with you.
There is this thing that I always say because I think at that time they had something called Spring Bling talent show, right?
Yes.
And Jenny and I, we went to audition, and I remember seeing him playing guitar for somebody, and I said, okay, he looks nice, At that time, you cannot put down your type and whatever, and as women, you know what we do. And I said, but I may never see this person again, so I just let it slide. We did not exchange numbers or words or anything. And then Judah had, people coming together to form the band, and up comes the same person, and I'm like, what is this?
It's a sign.
And at that time, I was in a whole other relationship, and I said, Lord, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And it just so happened that we became friends who became best friends who eventually, based on the certain circumstances, happened to be together 7+ years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And you've been married how long now? Because
We've been married a couple months.
Fresh in the
Yeah.
mix. But that's beautiful.
It's only been what, 3 months?
Oh,
Yeah.
that is beautiful. And you're glowing, my girl.
Still glowing. I don't know when
Still
it's going to leave.
Still going. I wanted to touch briefly on, I know you've been very public and very candid about dealing with depression, which affects so many of us.
Yes.
And I say us because,
Yes.
I've been down that road as well.
I'm happy you said us.
Yes,
I'm
us,
happy.
and I know you have shared from the heart. You spoke about where you've been, what has happened, how dark it became. But I wanted to find out 2 things from you.
Sure.
What got you through it? What was your therapy? And what sort of message would you give any young man or woman in particular who's probably dealing with it right now as we speak? So how did you deal with it? What was therapy for you, Thamara?
Well, firstly, I'm happy you said us.
Yes.
Because a lot of us think that we shouldn't associate depression with us.
Yes.
Not understanding that depression is not being crazy, schizophrenic. It doesn't involve that. I see a lot of people depressed, and a lot of the times they are being labeled as crazy,
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah.
No, depression carries so many triggers that at any point in your life, something can trigger you into depression, and that's what we don't understand. So the first step to understanding your depression is understanding what is depression and what are your triggers.
Yeah.
The minute time you find out what are your triggers, you would know obviously when you're in a state of depression. Now, for me, my depression came because I wanted to be a music artist. No.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was putting in all the work. I was in my teenage years, almost sleeping in the studio,
Wow.
And I was giving 1,000%, writing my own material. And then I couldn't understand that there were disingenuous people around.
Yeah.
So when moments came and they said, you need to sleep with me, or you need to, give in to my demands, I couldn't understand why it just wasn't about the music.
Yeah.
And so I remember after a certain incident, the producer at the time, he called and he said, I lost all your songs. My computer crashed, And I said, wow, just because you didn't get what you wanted? If the music blew up, you didn't even have to study me.
Yeah.
You're going to get to your leisure. And I remember one day I was walking to get lunch from work, and the same producer was driving, stopped, turned his radio up, and there were my songs playing.
Wow.
And I stood in the middle of River Road and I cried like a child. I think my husband and I, we were friends at that time. We were talking, and I called him and I was like, you see, I don't know what's going on. I was just hysterical, and it was so painful to know that somebody would see it as meaningless to stoop so low to hurt somebody because of they didn't get that self-gratification. They didn't get what they wanted. They acted as a child, and in the process damaged a child.
Yeah.
Because at that time in my life, I was still a child.
Yeah.
And I said, nah, I can't believe it. Here comes like Jabassel, the song I have, which speaks about depression, was
right.
written at that time. And I said, nah, I don't know what to do. I find myself sinking into a hole. Thoughts of suicide and thoughts of harming myself and just throwing myself into the ocean or overdosing on pills, and all my thoughts were dark. At that time I was drawing. All my drawings were dark. Everything that I could see was just dark. And the more I tried to mask it was the more that it manifested, and I said, Tammy, you're sinking into a hole that's not going to be recoverable. And I said, one of the things we have to do when we find ourselves drowning in depression is to find out what our purpose is.
That's right.
Spend time away from all the triggers and just battle the demons.
Yeah.
Because we're so much stronger than our demons.
Very true.
And I sat there and I said, your purpose is not to be defeated, because your defeat would cause so many other people to feel defeated and to be defeated and to succumb to the defeat. And I said, your purpose is to sing, express, be relatable. Everything you feel, pen it. Every moment that made you feel less of a person, every happy moment, pen it, because there's somebody out there that believes you're carrying the message that can save their life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that was my saving grace.
Wow.
My music, my book, and my pen.
Wow.
That's
Advice.
it. Yeah.
Advice. You're wise young woman.
Took a lot of learning.
It took a lot of learning. And here you are, giving testimony to that. And someone right now is watching this interview, and I'm sure it's going to help them.
I really hope.
I pray
I
it
really
helps.
hope so. Because we all have a purpose. A lot of us feel like we're invaluable and we offer nothing to our existence. But what is the point of our existence if we have nothing to bring? The mere reason that you're here in this moment, existing in this realm, means that you have a purpose.
That's right.
However little you see it to be, or however big you're afraid that it will be, you have a purpose.
Absolutely. What's your advice to anyone watching this show right now dealing with depression, Thamara? What would you like to say to them?
If you're dealing with depression, the first thing you have to understand is that you're not alone. You're never alone. There are so many of you like me around the world. Different races, different faces, skin colors. It doesn't matter where you're from. This thing has been a pandemic, still is a pandemic, but the only thing to cure that is us. It starts with us reflecting on the things that made us this way and making a conscious decision to not let it carry over into other generations. Because at some point in time, we have to decide that we are stronger than the things we feel can defeat us. And depression, as I say, would come in different forms at different times. Whatever the situation is, deal with it.
Yeah.
Don't say, okay, I'm going to shove it on the side, I'm leave it for the next day. No, it's just going to bank up, and before you know it, your backpack is weighing you down and you're tilting over. Deal with it. Find ways to relieve your stress. Partying sometimes doesn't do it. Look at this view, for instance.
I know.
I live for a view.
Yes.
And so things like that bring me so much peace, because you sit there, your thoughts start going through. It's just you, the sound of the ocean. Wherever it is that you choose to unwind, find the time to do that. It is very important. Even though you don't suffer with depression, unwinding is very important.
It's very important. Just for your, your mental makeup and, and that break. It's very important. It's like working forever and not taking a vacation.
Exactly.
You have to stop at some point in time.
And a lot of things under pressure, when they keep working, they become hot, and that's a sign. Okay, something is about to happen. And after it becomes hot, what happens?
That's right. That's right. I'd love to find out if you have a major defining moment in your life. You've had many experiences that has been so tremendous.
Many.
Do you have one main defining moment? What would it be?
Ooh, that's a hard question. Major defining moment was me realizing the power I have.
Yeah.
Me understanding my individuality. Because that's when everything shifted around me. From friendships to family to love to spirituality, everything shifted. And I think it's in that moment that I truly understood who I was.
Wow.
What I should and shouldn't do, That was a major life-changing moment. I can't even tell you at which point, but I know it just happened.
Yeah. The evolution of Thamara.
You used to relish in gossip and all of that. I don't even beat up in gossip no more. I think I am who I am. You are who you are. I have to give account for me. And so my life has just been good since that moment. I can't explain it, but everything is a full 360 in the right direction.
Embrace it all.
Yes.
Embrace it all.
I do.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
We got to take a short commercial break. We're going to take a short break, folks. When we come back, we continue our lovely conversation right here on Lexan TV with the Songbird. We'll be right back.
I am the one who's going to win the battle. I'll put my love for soldiers in jail will lead the way. Please let me be free. No negative thoughts, no evil thinking may come my way.
Anything, anywhere, at any time, and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
Welcome everyone, I'm Lexan Fletcher and this is Lexan TV. Now the Lexan TV platform is home to many great series. There's a Life Champion series and of course general lifestyle.
You know, this is a career, this is not just about storytelling.
It is a true passion.
Keep doing what you love to do.
I have never chased after money.
You want to leave this world having made a contribution.
But don't forget, there's also food and cuisine. So there's the We Cooking series as well.
I like to cook the curry.
Thank you so much for stopping by. Remember to click like, share, and on our YouTube channel, subscribe today. Welcome back to Lexan TV. In today's conversation, of course, we are talking about anything and everything with Thamara St. Bernard Neckles. Thamara, I'm back at you, girl, and let me tell you, speaking about sitting back and looking at you doing all these great things, we have to talk about two major travel events in your career.
Oh, yeah.
The first, Dubai, and the second, Moscow. Moscow might be off the tracks right now talking about that, but we want to talk about your experience.
Yeah,
okay?
we're going to talk about it.
Tell me about those experiences. I mean, emotion-wise, this was your first time to Dubai, but not your first to Moscow.
That's correct, yeah.
Wow.
You know, Dubai is on everybody's bucket list.
It is.
So, initially when they told me what was happening, I said, of course, anything to represent my country. And then, you know, COVID came and everything just got placed on the back burner, but then got that call again, put the team together.
Wow.
And I said, this is really happening.
Yes. Wow.
So, I don't want to, you know, be too lengthy, but we arrived at Dubai and we did what we had to do as a collective. Every individual being strong performers, from the dancers to the spoken word to the band members. So Kevin, Ashley, Kemik, Dash, Keen, Nordley, Javid, myself. I'm missing out two people, I think. Kamik, hold on, husband, help me. Mr. Mark, yes. But there's two other dancers, Liana.
Right.
And there's this really good dancer. She's dancing for a lot of Jamaican artists. I think she was the one who put
Gibbs,
Shanika.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That squad that went was a serious powerhouse.
Yeah.
So we went, we gave our best, we were super exhausted, but we did what needed to be done. And so everybody there were like, you know, a lot of Caribbean countries come to Dubai and they demand so much, but Grenada comes and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Y'all are just a little island because y'all full of talent. So we decided, you know, we want to go out and see the desert, you know, you see something, ride the quads and ride the camels, and we did all of that, and it was like a dream. Like we had to pinch ourselves, like we're really in Dubai. Like we go to the mall and we're like, what? And we put on the clothes and it was life-changing.
Yeah, that's good.
And when it comes to Moscow now, Moscow is home.
I know.
Despite everything that's happening, Moscow is home.
Yes.
Only because I've never felt so accepted anywhere in the world than there. And it's so weird because you're
Wow.
like,
Yeah.
you know, and I go there and it's like, tell me what you want, what you need, what you need, what you need. Every
Yeah.
day I would have breakfast ready for me. If I want to go anywhere, I just dial a number and there's somebody there at my disposal. Talk about being treated as royalty based on your talent. That is what it was, being appreciated. I've never been so appreciated. And so who I call my family now is Oleg. And he's the cultural ambassador to Grenada for Russia. This man is a genuine person. Like, genuine person. There is no motive behind what he does for somebody. Not just for me, but anybody he associates himself with.
Right.
And so when my husband and I, we left Dubai and we went to Russia, he was even greeted with that same genuine
Wonderful.
energy.
Wonderful.
And that made the experience all
Yeah.
the more better. So
Wow. Well done, young lady.
I can't wait to go
well
back. But
done. But I have to find out, me and my nosy self, what sort of songs did you perform at
my
Moscow?
original songs.
Excellent.
Yeah, because I have an EP called The Conversation.
Excellent.
And it was titled The Conversation because I believe that it is what I want to have with the listeners.
Yeah.
A conversation.
Yeah.
Whether it is about depression, about love,
Yeah.
about poverty, about underage sexual encounters, whatever it is, it's a conversation.
Yeah.
And so I performed my original material and it was well received. I did a interview with one of the biggest fashion networks over there and news channels, and it was really, really good. Like, I
Good
can't wait
for
to go
you.
back. Well, when all of this,
Oh,
you know.
I know. It's going to happen again.
So
Yeah.
2017 we went to Kazakhstan, and then in 2018 I flew out to Moscow by myself,
Right.
and then I went back again.
Yes. Well
Third time's
done.
the charm.
Well done, well done, well done. As an artist, a singer, songwriter, by the way, you're a brilliant songwriter.
Thank you.
What would you say is one of your most favorite eras for music, 80s, 90s, 70s, 2000s, and why?
All these tough questions.
You know, I always say you remind me of the lead singer of SWV, right?
So I would definitely say the 80s.
Yeah. My girl.
Because a lot of the 80s
Love it.
songs still carried on into the 90s.
True.
And then the 2000s were where music started shifting.
Yeah.
But 80s music is what made me fall in love with music. I think songs were well written.
Yes.
There was so much feeling, so much, how I should say,
Storytelling too.
rawness.
Yeah, and even the story, the
Yeah, there's
storytelling.
a story
and
because
it's true.
It's experiences, and
true.
there was so much vulnerability in people's writing in
Yeah.
those times. Because I fell in love with reggae before R&B before reggae, and so listening to SWV and Faith Evans and what's that girl's name again? Kelly Price
Oh,
and
yeah.
Jagged Edge and Drew Hill. I could go on and
Wow.
on and on and on because my catalog at that time for playlists was very lengthy.
Yeah.
But 80s would always be it for me, even to this day.
Yeah, me too.
There's not another
Yeah.
era in music history that is
Yeah.
like the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Power to the 80s.
You just got another stripe in my book.
And I am an 80s baby, so
Wonderful. I can't believe we're getting close to the conclusion of
Oh,
our
yeah.
lovely chat. But I know you're a busy lady and I know you got gigs booked, girl, and I don't want you to miss or be late for any, right? But before we wrap up, you know, what does happiness mean to Thamara, to you?
happiness is anything within a moment that made you forget all your problems.
Yeah.
It's not something that may necessarily be every day, but whatever it is in that moment that made you forget everything, every problem you're having is happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And it happens many times in one day. So
Wow.
that's how I see it. Whatever it is in that moment that made you forget all your worries,
Yeah.
all your problems, that is a happy moment.
And
That's
you know,
happiness.
you know what makes you forget a lot of stuff too and even heal?
Yeah,
Music.
yeah. Music is it. And it brings it. So we just got picked up off of the airport in Russia.
Right.
And this song There's a human side when things go wrong. That song is now big here.
Yeah, yeah.
And that song is the first song we heard on our ride to our destination. So we came home, and every time we hear that song, we look at each other like...
That's Elton John, right? And then there's a remix with Dua Lipa.
Yeah, so we watch each other.
Beautiful, I love it.
We're automatically transported right back to that moment.
Yeah, yeah.
And I get so much Russian tabanka.
You're a woman of the world now. Like I say, embrace it all. I'm so happy that you've made some time to share your journey, where you are, where you've been, where you plan to go next, that kind of thing. I'm so happy that you're here.
Yeah.
But before I say goodbye to you, you know, we had a little funny chat before we started rolling, because one of the things I always wanted to ask you was, you know, where did you get the name Songbird? And folks, I got to tell you, I was very, not embarrassed, but yeah, it caught me off surprise. So where did you get the name Songbird?
So if you've been following my journey for as long as I've started plastering that name attached to the end of Thamara, you would always hear me say, I got that name from Lexan.
Oh, Lord.
Right? And that was in one of our very first chit chat interviews. And she said, after, I think it was after that Happy Birthday song, you said, oh, you sound like a songbird. You know, I'm going to call you Songbird. And from that moment, I took it.
Ooh.
I took it. And I think it actually is who I am.
It is.
Yeah. The versatility, all the low lows, the high highs, the mid range, the
Songbird.
personality. It's perfect. So thank you.
I completely forgot all about that.
Although you don't remember, thank you, because you know what?
You're welcome.
It's a staple.
Day. You made my day. That made me
We
feel
need to
so
get that
good.
footage, by the way, and roll clip of that old footage.
Yeah.
Insert clip here.
My mom always used to tell me I loved attention, so I would, when people were watching the TV, I would cut off the TV and stand up and start to sing and tell them they have to watch me.
Okay then.
So then she was like, you know, I could sing, and then I started singing in church, and then I wanted to do reggae, so I was back and forth in studios, but something about Grenada and reggae, they don't promote it that much. They're more into soca. So then I didn't get the exposure that I thought I would have got, but I'm hoping to reach there soon.
Yeah.
Like take it to the next level for a Grenadian reggae artist.
Happy birthday, dear Lexan. Don't tear up. Happy birthday to you.
You hear that voice, boy. SWV.
Never gonna give up on something so real, yeah. On a love so pure. Never ever gonna give up.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
you and everything that you pursue. All the best to you, to your
Thank you so
family.
much.
Take good care of her. But thank you so much again.
Thank you for having me.
And take
Thank
good
you.
care. We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
For sure. For sure. Proud of you, girl. Proud of you. Folks, that's my conversation for this week's episode. Thamara St. Bernard Neckles, of course, the Songbird. Don't forget, you can follow Thamara's journey in music, and I know you also perform. You have gigs as well around the island,
All
or
over
just
the place.
all over the place.
All over the place.
So let folks know
So just
quickly, where they can see you live in action.
Follow the pages. Thamara Songbird. You could go to Google if you want an easier way to do it. You go to Google, you type in THAMARA Songbird, and all social media handles would pop up. You click, follow, like, share, comment, subscribe, the whole works.
Yes.
And then every time I post, you'll know I'm on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, you name it.
Oh my goodness.
So just follow the journey, because
Yes.
I always like to be, have you guys involved with the journey. And it's going to be something that I think all of us can ride along to and be happy in that moment of it being successful. So let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
As we say in Russia, ED.
There you go.
Go.
There you go. Thank you so very much. Folks, I want to thank you again for tuning in to another episode right here on Lexan TV. Don't forget, we've got our YouTube channel up and running. If you're not into Facebook, you can check it out on that platform and subscribe today. Stay tuned for the next few weeks. We're going to be shifting things around just a tad bit, and we'll keep you updated on our platform. Take good care. All the best.
People thinking they come my way.